Guys, so nandito na ulit tayo. So ano nga ba yung agency namin na in-applyan para makapunta kami dito? Kasi maraming mga nai-scam eh. So sa video na to, so i-share namin yung experience namin, legit yung agency. So ano nga ba yung agency natin?
Yung agency namin is the Visa Center.
The Visa Center,
Ang nagpakilala sa amin yun is si Cheska. Hi Cheska.
Hello Cheska. Hi Ninang.
Sila yung nagpakilala sa amin sa the Visa Center.
So paano nga ba?
Nakapunta kami dito sa Canada dahil naging student ako at ang pathway namin is student visa. So yun, so yung wife ko, student siya dito, ako open work permit o WP. So yun, so yung the Visa Center inintroduce sa amin ng ninang namin at saka ng anak niya. So kaya nalaman namin yung pwede palang mag-student dito sa Canada. So kaya yun, so recommended namin yung the Visa Center na yan. Trusted dyan. Dito na kami ngayon, no?
Yes, family of 4. So kasama yung dalawang anak namin. So legit na legit yung agency na yun. Marami namang agency dyang iba, pero itong agency namin is napaka-legit. So yun, mababait po sila, very accommodating. The best. Wala akong masabi. Napaka-smooth ng process. Lahat. So dito sa agency namin, masasabi ko, may kukumpara ko na iba yung strategy nila, yung uniqueness. Masabi natin na basta ganoon, napaka-smooth talaga. So yun mga kabuhay, so hanggang dito na lang muna yung video natin.
Bye guys! Please like and subscribe our channel.
See you next vlog. Bye!
Alright, hello guys! Good afternoon at good news pa rin sa lahat ng mga kababayan natin dyan na nanonood syempre at sumusubaybay dito sa The Visa Center. Kasi hindi lang isa, kundi dalawa ang makakausap natin ngayon na approved applicant na natin papunta sila ng Canada. So, kumustahin natin sila Roydel at saka si Sir Van. Kumusta po?
Okay naman po. Very grateful and blessed.
Okay. Pero paano nyo na-discover muna ang The Visa Center? Is it from online or from friends na nag-recommend?
Ano po, through online, Facebook. Nakita ko po siya na mayroong video na actually pa-Australia nga po yung nakita ko.
Okay.
Then, yun po, kinanta ko na po sila through, through Messenger, then na-invite po for assessment.
Can you share sa mga viewers natin, how was the experience nung pinaprocess na yung mga documents nyo, yung mga follow-up na ginagawa nyo with our team?
Every follow-up namin, every email namin, agad-agad namang nagre-respond ng Visa Center. All throughout the process, nawa-WhatsApp na namin sila, natatawagan, at saka na-email, at saka sumasagot talaga ang Visa Center. Yun yung kagandahan. Kaya natutuwa kami dun sa service ng The Visa Center.
Okay, so now finally it's approved, right? Yes. Ready na ba kayo sa mga pang-winter clothes nyo?
Hindi pa nga. But we're getting there.
Yeah. Everyone who's watching us right now, especially yung mga interested din mag-start na mga applications na if they're planning to go to Canada.
Ang masasabi ko lang, i-push yung kung ano yung dream, ganun, and i-prepare yung sarili before anything else. Yung sarili, mentally, emotionally, financially, very important.
Yes. And the most important thing, spiritually.
Yes, oo. Trust everything. Yes. Surrender everything to God kasi yun na yung ginawa namin. Although, syempre, nasa atin pa rin effort natin, diba? However, kung yung talagang will ni Lord, ibibigay.
Pero, well, again, syempre, in behalf of the Visa Center, thank you for trusting us. And congratulations sa inyo. And we wish you good luck, syempre, sa bagong buhay na naghihintay sa inyo sa Canada. So,
thank you so much.
Good luck po. Ayan, so ganito na lang tayo. Congrats! See you sa Canada. Thank you. Okay, so yun guys, ano po sa lahat po ng mga viewers natin dyan, if you wanted to be like them, ayan na maaaring nagtumupad din po ng kailang mga pangarap na either makapagtrabaho o mag-aral po sa Australia and Canada, all you need to do is contact us now. Thank you so much. Alright, hello guys! Ayan, ayusin natin ang ating camera. Ayan, good morning everyone sa lahat po ng mga nanonood sa atin dito sa Middle East. Ayan, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. And of course, lahat naman ng mga viewers natin dyan sa Pilipinas. And good afternoon and welcome to our another episode of the Visa Center Live. And today, ayan, syempre, introduce naman natin one of our school partner in Canada kasi until now, madami pa rin talaga ang interested na mag-aral as an international student sa Canada. Kaya sa mga viewers po natin dyan, ayan, I need some interaction from you guys. Please let me know kung saang bansa kayo nanonood ngayon or if you are in the Philippines, anong province kayo nanonood ngayon. Ayan, kasi nga we are live in all of our branches. Ayan, so we have branches in the Philippines and also here in United Arab Emirates. Ayan, so medyo delay tayo ng konti, ayan, but what's important is here, ayan, para mas makilala natin ang ating featured school partner. Ano nga ba yung mga programs na ino-offer nila? At syempre, ang importante ay ang kanilang mga student support na binibigay. So we have some questions right away. And sa mga viewers po natin, feel free po to write your questions, clarifications in the comment section kasi sasagutin po natin yan later on, okay? So, ito muna, basa tayo ng ilan sa mga questions na dito from Jove Ligaspe. How much po ang estimated na gastos for a family of 3 po to a years old child? Okay, Jove, ayan, I wanted to know which country you are planning po to go. Okay, kasi number one, we have to consider kasi yung profile nyo. But anyway, we are offering free eligibility assessment and consultation. I suggest po siguro if you wanted an answer right away, you can directly message po yung Facebook page na pinapanooran mo ngayon ng The Visa Center. Ayan, i-mention mo lang kung anong oras ka pwede for a Zoom or kung ano yung pwedeng option na mas convenient para sa'yo. We offer Zoom kasi, pwede rin Gmeet, or pwede rin kayong pumunta sa office namin, okay? Kasi in this case, kasi if you wanted to include your children and your family, then titingnan natin yung mga options. Okay? So, another one, alam, may mga commenter na tayo, no? Si Fernando Ilano, how much po it costs for student visa with family? Marami sa atin ang interested talaga to go student visa na makasama ang kanilang family. For the cost po kasi, again, I'd like to let you know na better po to avail our free eligibility assessment and consultation. Bakit? Because if you are with our education and immigration consultant kasi check natin ang inyong profile. So from your age, educational background, employment background, ayun. So malalaman natin yung qualifications nyo doon, okay? And then ano yung options nyo? Okay, and then syempre malalaman nyo din yan how much budget you need to prepare. So of course, if you are going to process then along with your family and kids, expect there will be an additional cost. Ayan. Pero hindi naman ganun siya kalaki, okay? Then another one, sabi ni Adrian Madrona, I hope I will also be one someday. Adrian, ayan. If you are just planning for now, like I said, we are offering free eligibility assessment and consultation. At least you will just check kung qualified ka ba, kung ready ka na ba, what else do you need to prepare, how can we help you to make your profile be qualified, yung mga tipong ganon, okay? And marami tayong mga viewers from Pangasinan, Philippines. We have viewers sa Canada. Okay, Canada pala yung gusto ni Joe kanina. Okay. And si Fernando Ilano naman, Canada, 4 po kami sa family. Okay, I love this, guys. Alam ko naman kasi talking about Canada kasi mas marami ang family applicants natin eh. And this is good. You can actually stay sa ating live for you just to learn more about Saskatchewan Polytechnic in Canada and other things na pwede nyo matutunan from our special guest today. Yan, may mga viewers din tayo from Cavite. And magandang hapon po sa inyo dyan. Ayan, so alam ko po, everybody are so excited na, okay, para simulan natin. We have a very good number of viewers. Nasa more than almost 60 viewers, live viewers tayo today. But of course, some of our viewers kasi normally medyo gabi sila nanonood eh. But for our viewers po na hindi na po tayo naka-live, don't worry if you have some questions and if you wanted to avail our eligibility assessment and consultation, better po to direct message yung mga contact number natin sa ating ticker dyan sa baba, or you can directly message din ang ating Facebook page. Okay? So make sure po ha, the Visa Center Batangas, the Visa Center Bulacan, the Visa Center Ortigas, the Visa Center Pampanga, the Visa Center Gapan, the Visa Center Cabiao, and the Visa Center Isabela, Cagayan, dyan po sa Pilipinas. And also dito po sa United Arab Emirates, we have the Visa Center, which is dyan po yung aming Dubai, because Dubai is our main branch. And also we have the Visa Center Abu Dhabi. Okay? Now I think ready na ang ating guest. I'm so happy na he is well. Okay. Papatiin muna natin siya sa ating screen. Nagulat ako bigla may shifting na nangyayari. Okay, let's welcome si Sir Mark Felipe, Regional Manager, Philippines, Saskatchewan Polytechnic. Ayan. Hello, Sir Mark. Magandang umaga from Dubai. Kumusta? Eh, nakamute ka. Nakamute yung mic mo.
Oo, sabi ko, hindi pa nga ako magaling. So, good morning, Sir Juni, and also good morning, good afternoon, or good day to all the listeners. My apologies if I look like this because currently I'm in the hospital. So, a short story lang, no? While I'm doing a webinar last Monday, I was hospitalized dahil sa, what you call this, mild stroke. So, I think ngayon medyo nag-ano pa yung kita ko. Yan, medyo nag-slur. Pero I'll try my best to, enunciate ng mas maigi para maintindihan tayo. Pero I'm all well na. So, thank you very much to all the well wishes naman.
Yeah, that's good to know po. Okay. Wow, that's what you call dedication talaga, no, to help our kababayan na talagang they will be properly being an international student in Canada. Sige, Sir Mark, if your presentation po is ready, pa-ready na lang natin para we can share it online. And yan, while waiting for that, ayan, sa mga viewers po natin, we have here ang Saskatchewan Polytechnic. So, nagbabalak po na mag-aral po sa Canada. Alam naman natin, as an international student, you are actually entitled to so many benefits, di ba? Sobrang daming advantages. Kaya nga, madami talaga ang nagbabalak na mag-aral doon. So, we wanted to know later on yung qualifications. No? Definitely, yung lahat ng mga fresh graduate from high school, yan, lalo na sa ating K-12 na mga students, ayan, if there are some parents who are watching right now and they wanted na makapag-aral ang kanilang anak for college, magandang option din na bakit hindi sila sa Canada mag-aral. Kasi as you know, international students in Canada are allowed to work part-time. So ang kagandahan dito po, they are going to study, at the same time, they are going to work. So since they are working, they are definitely going to earn, and those earning can actually help them with their education. So alamin natin later on kay Sir Mark, kasi nga most of the schools in Canada are yung classes na ino-offer nila is hindi po siya katulad sa Pilipinas na you have to go to the school ng let's say 6 days in a week. So alamin natin kung ilang araw lang silang papasok. So how many days are they allowed to to work? At least magkakaroon siya ng balance, 'di ba? Kasi I remember lang before as a working student in the Philippines, pag mo mag-aaral ka ng let's say 6 hours or 7 hours, and then after that, kailangan mo magmamadali kasi magtatrabaho ka sa Jollibee, for example. At ang trabaho doon, hindi siya like 2 hours, 3 hours. Okay, mahabang oras din. So alam mo yun, parang patay-patay talaga sa katawan. So actually guys, this is a very good option para po sa mga anak nyo if there are parents who are watching. Pero sa mga OFW naman na nanonood sa atin ngayon, ang dami pong gusto mag-aral sa Canada for so many reasons, like na-mention na natin yun, yung earning, okay, while you are studying kasi you are allowed to work part-time. But at the same time, this can also help you guys to get a certificate, di ba? Magkakaroon ka ng qualification which is acknowledged worldwide. So yun yung kagandahan nun. You can use it any country you wanted to go after mo mag-aral doon, or you can stay in Canada and look for a job. Diba? Or another one is, especially those who are planning for a permanent residency, this is like a preparation, a very good preparation for you to be later on become more qualified na for PR application and enjoy much better benefits. Pero, siyempre, si Sir Mark will just going to share us about sa education naman. So, I think the screen is ready. So, Sir Mark, I will just leave you on screen. Then I'll be back after ng iyong presentation para sa natin yung mga questions and clarifications ng mga viewers. Okay, you may go ahead.
Thank you, Sir Juni. No, just let me know lang if my presentation is not moving or whatnot. No, so anyway, again, my name is Mark Felipe, and I'm the regional manager for Saskatchewan Polytechnic. So before we start, no, let me guide you on how to pronounce the word Saskatchewan first. So for you to pronounce our province properly, no, you just have to remove the letter T on Saskatchewan. So you just have to read it lang ng medyo mabagal, like Saskatchewan. So that's how you pronounce our province properly. The reason why I ask you, no, on how to pronounce the province properly, because one of the questions that the immigration officer would ask you, no, before you enter to Canada is which province are you gonna get into. So if you're having a hard time pronouncing the word Saskatchewan, baka hindi tayo makapasok. Okay, so this is a tip for you, no, or for everyone, no. So if you're really planning to study in Canada, please make sure that you know how to pronounce your school or also the province that you're gonna get into. So anyway, to start with, if you don't have an idea where is Saskatchewan Polytechnic is, so these are our campuses. So we have 4 campuses in the province of Saskatchewan. So basically, we are in between Alberta and Manitoba. So if you have relatives, friends, or if you are planning to study dun sa provinces na na-mention ko, like Alberta or Manitoba, okay, you might also consider studying in Saskatchewan province kasi magkakatabi lang naman sila. So anyway, for the campuses, so we have 4 campuses in our major cities. So we have Regina, which is the capital of the province. We also have Saskatoon, which is the very progressive and very beautiful city in the province of Saskatchewan. No? So whenever I travel to Saskatchewan, actually a week ago, I was there in Saskatchewan. So basically, Saskatoon is my second hometown. No, whenever I go to Canada, and then we also have Moose Jaw and Prince Albert, wherein our business programs are being offered. So if ever you're planning to study in the province of Saskatchewan and you want to study at Saskatchewan Polytechnic, you have to.
Sorry, I think yung slide is not moving to second page.
Not moving? Okay, let's see. How about this one?
Okay na. All right.
Okay. So, iganto na lang natin siya para at least nakikita natin siya. So, anyway, if you're planning to study at Saskatchewan Polytechnic, you have to be mindful which city ang gusto nyong pasukan kasi our campuses are far from each other. Normally, mga nasa 2 hours to 3 hours drive siya. So, yun lang naman if you're planning to study at Saskatchewan. Okay? Next is... Sorry about that. Okay, marami tayong cellphone. Okay, so now, why do you need to consider in the province of Saskatchewan? Actually, as an international student, there are a lot of considerations why you need to choose your province. Okay, so number one, andyan yung affordable cost of living. As a Pinoy, we want to be in a location na mura talaga yung accommodation natin. Like in my case, my accommodation in Saskatchewan province for a room that has all the amenities, normally it only cost me around $450. So in peso, parang mga nasa 15 to 18,000 pesos lang yan. So if you're going to compare your cost of living in Saskatchewan versus in Mega Metro Manila, actually mas mahal pang tumira sa Mega Metro Manila. Like my sister, she lives in a condo in Pasay, and ang condo niya per month is cost about 28,000. So ang mas mahal pa siya kumpara dun sa Canada, right? And second would be the sunniest province. So one of the considerations then is the weather. So in Saskatchewan, miscommunication or misconnotation na yung all year round malamig sa province. Actually, when I went there, it is a summertime. So sobrang init niya talaga, and it's pretty much para siyang Cebu, Manila yung init niya, pero malamig nga lang kasi yung breeze niya malamig compared here in the Philippines, no? Pero during summertime, during winter time naman, if you will ask me how cold it is, if you're familiar with Elsa and Olaf, ganun siya kalamig. So you'll encounter them during winter time. So wala tayong magagawa doon kasi nga medyo malapit kami sa Antarctic location. Okay? And then second consideration would be the health insurance. So if you study in the province of Saskatchewan, this is one of the greatest incentive that you'll be getting, no? The free health coverage. So maganda siya because kapag kasama mo yung whole family mo, they'll be covered by the free health insurance na rin. And mind you, if you are planning to study in Canada, in different province, different school, definitely you'll need to purchase your own health insurance. So imagine how much savings can you save kapag mag-aral ka sa Saskatchewan province. Okay? And then another considerations would be the opportunity. You don't want to be in a location or in a school or in a province na walang opportunity for international student or even for the OWP or sa spouse. So in the province of Saskatchewan, I experienced this, no? I have a lot of Filipino students there na ang trabaho nila is parang mga 3, 2, 4, minsan nga merong 4 eh. So I don't know how they maximize their time. Pero I would not encourage you to do that kasi baka sumobra kayo sa hours. Pag sumobra kayo sa part-time hours, definitely you will violate your visa restriction. So you don't want to happen that, no? So aside from employment, we also have this graduate retention program wherein if you study in the province of Saskatchewan, like for example, if you study for Saskatchewan Polytechnic, if you study for 1 year, you'll get a 1,000 tax rebate from your tuition. 3,000 tax rebate. And then if you study for 2 years naman, you'll get 6,400 tax rebate. So imagine the savings and also the incentive that you will get right after you finish your program. Okay? And then lastly would be provincial nomination, or ito yung tinatawag natin na PR or yung permanent residency pathway. So if not all Filipinos, no, I think siguro mga 80-90% of the Filipino na gustong mag-aral sa Canada is they want to stay in Canada for PR purposes or for citizenship. So if that is your goal, then you really need to look for a province na open yung PR pathway, which is Saskatchewan is very aggressively, proactively, promoting their PR pathway. Just to mixing it lang, no, I have a lot of student din sa Saskatchewan na nag-aral lang ng 1 year, which is continuing care. And then after a year and 3 months, I think, or 4 months, naging PR na sila or permanent residency pathway. So that's how quick the PR pathway in the province. So if that is your goal, then I would highly suggest you to consider our province because there's a lot of benefits that you would get if you study in Saskatchewan. So now let's talk about the school naman. For the school, maybe you're wondering, ano ba yung mga programs na ino-offer ni Saskatchewan Polytechnic? By the way, when you say Polytechnic, we are a training school in the province of Saskatchewan. So meaning, parang kami yung gumagawa ng or kami yung mga nagtitrain ng mga laborers doon sa province. So all of our tied up organizations or industries, they come to Saskatchewan and then Saskatchewan Polytechnic, and then they would ask kung meron ba kaming mga new recruits for their organization. So I think it's a good parang investment for you to study in a polytechnic kasi nga right after you finish your schooling, definitely you will get a job on your own. Okay? And then for the program, so we are offering health sciences, business, mining, IT, engineering, nursing. What else? We also have automotives, welding, carpentry, and heavy equipment. Okay, so those are the programs that we are offering to all international students. But if you have a specific program and you're uncertain if we have that kind of program, then we can we can discuss that and probably we have an alternative for you. Okay. Next would be the co-op. Ito, my tip for international student kung medyo tight yung budget nyo is to look for a program that has a co-op. When you say co-op, hindi siya yung usual cooperativa dito sa Philippines na pwede kang mag-loan or pwede kang bumili ng murang commodity. So in Saskatchewan, pag sinabing co-op, it's a paid internship. Okay? In layman's term, ganun siya dinidiscuss. But I think the good thing about with Saskatchewan Polytechnic in terms with co-op is that you don't need to look for your own employer. So hindi ka na maghihirap maghanap ng mga networks mo. Kasi sa Saskatchewan Polytechnic alone pa lang, can give you recommendations, can connect you to organizations where you can find or where you can process your paid internship. So in other school or in other provinces, that would be one of your struggles, no? Kasi definitely kayo talaga yung kailangan nyo maghanap ng co-op or kayo talaga dapat maghanap ng employer kapag nandun na kayo sa part ng practicum nyo. But in Saskatchewan, we are still guiding you in connecting to the organizations that you need to be connected. Okay. And yeah, I think that sums up my presentation about Saskatchewan Polytechnic. So if ever you have some questions about our school, about the programs, the school application process, by the way, isingit ko lang, for the school application process, we ask for 150 application fee. So hindi yon kay TVC, no? Kay Saskatchewan Polytechnic talaga. You need to pay that in order for us to assess your application. And once we receive your school application, then you need to pay the deposit, which is 10,000 Canadian dollars. So yung 10,000 Canadian dollars na yon, ibabawas yun sa kabuuan ng 1-year tuition mo. Like for example, if your tuition is ranging from 15 to 16, so sabihin natin 15 is your tuition. So you just have to pay the 10,000 deposit. So ang remaining balance mo na lang would be 5,000, and that 5,000 can be paid before or I think before the start of the class, no? So technically, before the start of the class, dapat bayad na yung 1-year tuition mo. So that's how Saskatchewan Polytechnic do the school application. And normally, the application process would take about, in a normal process, normally it would take about 15 business days. But since we receive an influx of applications, no, normally our application turnaround time would range about 15 days to sometimes 3 months, no? Kaya if you are really interested to study at Saskatchewan Polytechnic, I would highly suggest you to submit your school application as soon as possible para at least ma-accommodate namin yung, yung application nyo. And for the English requirement naman, we don't require student to submit English tests such as IELTS or PTE or TOEFL. You don't need to send that. You just have to send us yung MOI or yung medium of instruction. You just have to go to your former school and then ask lang a certification that the mode of teaching in your school is in English. So basically, yun lang naman yung mga yung takeaways na kailangan yung malaman in terms of school application. Okay? So again, this is Mark Felipe of Saskatchewan Polytechnic. Back to you, Sir Juni.
Alright. Ayan, wait lang. Ibalik lang natin ang ating graphics dyan sa baba. Okay, thank you so much, Mark, for that presentation. So at least, guys, nakikita natin yung ilan sa mga good news from the presentation. Of course, number one, ito na ha, sa mga natatakot dyan ng IELTS, at least with Saskatchewan Polytechnic po, they're just asking for your MOI. So, hindi natin kailangan na mag-IELTS. So, at least meron pa. Okay? So, dapat lagi nasa isip natin yan. Yung Saskatchewan Polytechnic po is pwedeng wala pong IELTS, the requirements dito. Pero, another thing, gusto ko lang i-highlight muna dito, Sir Mark, yung tungkol sa co-op. So, actually, natawa ko doon kanina nung sinabi na hindi siya co-op katulad sa Pilipinas na cooperative. Na pwede ka mangutang at magbukas ng iyong negosyo. So ito yung parang tinatawag nating parang OJT. Ayan, kung Philippines, yung term na inaano natin. So when kasi dito binanggit mo na yung co-op or ito yung tinatawag nating paid internship, it means that hindi na sila maghahanap, kundi the school will help them, di ba, to look for a company na kung saan pwede sila mag-intern. Pero when it comes to, let's say, number of hours, how about yung minimum wage nila dyan as an international student?
Thank you, Sir Juni. Actually, it's a good a purpose for you to have a co-op. Kasi una, let's talk about the salary. So for the salary, you are being paid as if you are a regular employee. So yung pasok mo dyan is 9 to 5. And yung length ng ano mo dyan ng co-op mo, normally mag-start yan ng 1 semester, which is 4 months. Or sometimes kapag naka-enroll ka sa business program, 1 year yung co-op mo. So parang 8 months ka nagko-co-op. And I think the good thing, one of the benefits of having the co-op is yung employer. Because yung mga nag-hire sa'yo for internship, basically yun na yung magiging future employer mo. Why? Because una, nag-invest na sila sa'yo ng time, training, and also finances. So technically, ikaw na lang talagang mamimili kung talaga bang ipopursue mo sila as your future employer or maghahanap ka pa ng ibang employer. And also, hindi lang isang employer yung i-recommend sa'yo ni Saskatchewan. Actually, they will give you a multiple employers for you to choose from para at least you have selections. Kasi hindi pwedeng parang isa lang yung ibibigay ni Saskatchewan tapos hindi mo naman feel. Diba? So, we consider yung ano din ni student yung agam-agam niya, kung gusto niya ba yung employer or hindi. And also, Sir Juni, singit ko lang din, no? We have a current student, no, a Filipino student who's doing yung co-op niya sa China. So imagine, even in China, we have partnership for co-op.
Okay.
Okay. Globally yung co-op natin. So if the student is looking for more diverse location, then pwede niya i-consider baka mamaya meron pa kaming tie-up na ibang countries aside from China and Canada, di ba? So, ganun kagaling.
Baka may US, Sir Mark.
Hopefully, sir. Hopefully.
Okay. So, sir, dahil nag-uusapan natin yung co-op, so, let's say, ito yung gusto kong linawin. Let's say, ang program na kinuha niya from Saskatchewan Polytechnic is, let's say, 2 years program. So, ilang years yung academic, ilang years yung co-op?
Good question, sir. Like, for example, for business program, no, yung academic year natin dyan sa business program, kung wala kang co-op, in span of 18 months, matatapos mo talaga yan. Parang 2 years yun. Pero since magkakaroon ng co-op, magiging 2.5 years siya. So meaning, magiging sandwich. So aral, co-op, aral, co-op, aral. So ganun siya.
Ayan. So ito guys, diba kanina kasi I mentioned about part-time job ng mga international student in Canada. So, ibig sabihin po, maaring hiwalay pa to, sir, no? Pag-counting, let's say, well, as much as possible po, we wanted you to really focus on your study, makapag-aral na maayos, magandang grades, para maganda yung laman ng inyong certificate. Kasi that will be your passport to getting a better job or better offer kapag let's say nabigyan ka ng magandang trabaho sa Canada, if let's say, mag-grantahan ka na gano'n. Pero, I just like to know lang na, di ba, as an international student kasi, alam natin na they are now allowed to work 24 hours per week in Canada. So that's on top of the co-op working hours. Kung gusto lang naman nila, okay, wag naman pero siyempre we suggest na they have to take good care of their health, they have to have properly rested din, at para pa nag-aral sila, tawag dito, makapag-focus sila sa pag-aral. Pero just to clarify lang na, di ba, they have this 24 hours per week na allowed sila to work part-time. Hiwalay pa ba yung co-op time na yan, if ever? Or is it like iba pa ba?
On top of it pa yan. So kung gusto pa nating pagudin yung mga Filipino students natin, meron pang way. Aside from co-op na ang pasok mo is a regular employee, pwede ka pang mag-part-time ng 20 hours per week. Plus, kung gusto mo pang magtrabaho ng excess hours, pwede kang mag-apply sa Saskatchewan Polytechnic as a part-time ambassador. Magandang mag-part-time sa school kasi una, sir, on top yan ng 24 hours. Second, unlimited hours. Pangatlo, mas malaki yung hourly rate kapag sa school ka nag-part-time. So kung hindi ka pa talaga pagod at gusto mong pagodin yung sarili mo, mag-co-op ka, mag-part-time ka pa sa school. Ewan ko na lang sa'yo.
So usually wala na magiging problema ang yung tuition fee yan for the following semester kasi tawag dito, maraming option on how you can actually get extra income, di ba, while studying sa Saskatchewan Polytechnic. Pero sige, balikan lang natin, sir, yung qualifications kasi this is for our viewers, yung mga late tuners natin. Pero prior to that, teka lang, kasi may mga questions na dito kanina, balikan ko lang.
Oo, marami ng questions.
Oo, ayan. Anyway guys, kung ang question nyo po ay about sa permanent residency, then I will help you later on. Yan, pero yung focus lang natin with Sir Mark is more on about being a student. So dito, meron tayong question from Jove. Ayan, nagtanong na to kanina eh. Sabi niya, question din po, what if student permit lang? Then ilang years po siya mag-aaral? Pwede ba siya mag-work while studying, and after ba ng studies niya, pwede ba siya mag-stay sa Canada? Okay, nasagot na natin yan. I'm sure he is watching. So alam natin na as an international student po, definitely pwede pa kayo mag-aral. Pero ang question is, after sir, na let's say makapag-graduate na sila doon sa program na napili nila, ano pa yung option na pwede sila to stay pa a little longer in Canada? Kasi sabi pag-usapan natin itong bagong rules no for international student in Canada na before meron tayong tinatawag na PGWP. Pero ano yung recent update ngayon? Let's say like si Joe, naka-graduate na siya. Meron pa ba tayong pwedeng ibigay na PGWP or ano other options na pwede?
Yes, sir. How I wish I could say na yung new policy, pero unfortunately I don't have the information yet. But all I know is now that we don't have the policy yet implemented, the rule would still be the same. So if ever the student finishes the program, let's say nag-aral siya ng 1 year, definitely she would still get a 1-year PGWP. Or ito yung tinatawag na work rights natin, sir, no? So pwede siya mag-work for 1 year. So kung 2 years naman siya mag-aral, makakuha pa siya another 2 years na PGWP to work full-time. This is for the current ruling. Pero for the next following year, I'm not really sure what will happen to the student right after they finishes their program. But if to answer it safe, if ever man mawala yung PGWP, which I doubt, okay, hopefully wala, hindi naman ma-change. Marami pa ring ways kung paano magstay si student. So number 1 is kapag nakahanap si student ng ng employer, which is sa Saskatchewan, hindi yan nagiging problema ng mga student, no? Kahit OWP nga ang bilis makahanap ng employer, then pwede silang magstay doon sa Canada as a employee na, okay? And then while they are an employee, pwede silang mag-process ng permanent residency nila. So yun yung number 1, makareceive sila ng job employment. Number 2 naman, if hindi sila makakuha ng job employment, then pwede silang mag-re-extend ng student pathway. So pwede silang mag-re-enroll ng another 1 year just to prolong their stay in Canada, and hopefully they could process their permanent residency while they are doing so. And third would be pag nakapangasawa ka ng Canadian, talagang ahaba yung stay mo dyan sa Canada.
A goal check.
It may sound na parang ang pangit naman ng suggestion mo, Mark, ba't kailangan ko magana? Pero it happens in a real life, So, yun yung mga possible ways kung paano tayo magstay sa Canada. Pero I'm guessing naman na sana for the next year, hindi naman ganun kalupit yung magiging update, okay?
Okay. Ayan, thank you so much, Sir Mark. So ito guys, sa mga tips na yun that's beyond sa pagiging representative na ni Sir Mark, yung mga sinishare niya sa atin. Okay. So, balikan lang natin yung qualification muna, especially for our late tuners na mga viewers. Let's say, when it comes to qualification, gusto ko mag-aral dito sa sa Saskatchewan Polytechnic. How about sa age? Do you have like a limitation ba or sensitive kayo sa mga edad? Kasi I believe yung mga fresh graduate from high school in the Philippines, yan. And how about doon sa mga OFW naman na medyo tumagal sa ibang bansa na not offering permanent residency naman? Until what age yung pinaka-okay sa inyo? And ano yung mga minimum qualification na kailangan?
Naku, Sir Juni, nababasa mo yata yung isip ko. Alam mo ba, nung pumunta ako sa Saskatchewan, nag-attend ako ng graduation kasi. So, pinakamatanda, sorry sa student ko na to gagamitin kita ngayon. Pinakamatandang student na nag-graduate sa amin is nasa 42-year-old. Imagine, 42-year-old graduate. Tapos tinanong ko siya, kamusta yung papers nyo? Kasi syempre ako natatakot din para sa PR niya, no? Hanggang sa nakauwi ako last week, and then siguro 3 days ago, nung nakauwi ako dito sa Philippines, nag-chat siya, sabi niya, sir, PR na ako. Sabi ko, paano ka naging PR? Kakagraduate mo pa lang. Yun nga, sabi ko, kakagraduate mo pa lang, hindi pwede yan. So apparently, yung wife niya kasi kasama niya. So si wife, nag-process ng SINP. Imagine kung ilang taon na sila, nasa 40-ish na to na PR sila, buong family. So imagine, so possible pala talaga na kahit kakagraduate mo pa lang, pwede kang maging PR kung meron kang spouse. So, kung tatanungin mo ko, would age matter? Siguro ang sagot ko na dyan, hindi na siguro. Kasi imagine mo to, 40 plus years old and yet nakakuha sila ng PR. Ipopost ko pa lang to sa Facebook kasi nga sobrang akin medyo surreal yung experience na yun eh. Kasi nga parang akin suntok sa buwan yan eh na maging PR ka eh, 'di ba? Pero yun, nakakatuwa lang isipin na naging ilan sila sa family? I think 5 yata sila. 3 yung anak niya, 2 sila.
5 pa sila ha?
Yes, at yung anak niya sir ha, matured na, nasa 22-year-old na. 'Di ba? At naka-tourist visa lang yung anak niya na yon kasi nga hoping sila na ma-approve yung PR nila. So in God's time naman, yun, na-PR silang lahat just recently. Diba?
Okay.
So hopefully
so ibig sabihin nito guys, para sa mga viewers natin dyan, when it comes to your age po, siguro don't worry po, our team naman from the Visa Center, syempre with the help of Sir Mark, and po, we just need your purpose, your intention of studying. Nakita naman natin na it's still valid, and then why not? Pwede rin namin kayo matulungan na makapag-enroll sa Stage 1 Polytechnic. Okay? So sa mga natin dyan, ayan, i-avail nyo na po. May mga contact details tayo dyan sa baba ha. I am actually sharing yung mga contact number ng mga branches ng The Visa Center in the Philippines at saka ng United Arab Emirates. Okay, let's go with accommodation, Sir Mark. Kasi nakikita ko lang, you're offering kasi parang brand ambassadorship for your school. It means ito yung part-time job na pwede silang mag-promote, 'di ba? At maghanap din ng mga magiging student and they can actually earn. Pero it means malalaking school lang gumagawa noon eh. Pero how about any support for our students when it comes to looking for an accommodation kung lalo na wala silang kamag-anak dyan?
Thank you, sir. Actually, for any kind of assistance regarding sa international student, I'm happy to inform you that Saskatchewan will help you all the way, especially now that I'm here and we have an office in Manila and we have staff, a local staff in Manila then that they could help. So, in finding accommodation, una, napaka-simple kasi una, madalas na tayo dyan sa Saskatchewan, so naka-build na tayo ng network. So if ever the student is looking for a accommodation, they just have to connect with me, and then ang gagawin ko is i-connect ko sila sa mga Filipino community na merong paupahan ng bahay. So itatanong lang natin kung ano yung preference nila. Gusto ba nila ng whole house? Kung whole house ang hanap nila, in peso nagre-range lang yan ng mga 20,000 to 40,000 pesos. Mura na yan compared to other provinces. At pag sinabi kong whole house, ang inclusion niyan is 3 bedroom, isang basement na merong 2 room. So pwede mo siyang paupahan pa. Actually, yun yung mga ginagawa ng mga Filipino student dun eh. They rent a whole house, tapos ipapasublease nila yung mga rooms nila. Pero kung room lang naman yung habol mo or hanap mo, nagre-range lang yan ng mga 300 to 500 Canadian dollars. So in peso, 12,000 to 18,000 pesos. So imagine guys, para ka lang nakatira sa...
Mura siya kasi sa Pinas pa nag-condo ka, di ba? Nasa 18 to 25, 27.
Tapos ang maganda pa dito, kung sinabing shared room, hindi siya katulad sa Philippines na sa isang room, 2 kayo. Pag sinabing shared room, magkahiwalay kayo ng kwarto, pero shared kayo ng kitchen, maybe bathroom, so ganun siya. So mura pa rin siya talaga guys. At hindi mo ma-feel yung homesick mo. Kaya lagi ko sinasabi kay student, kung wala kang network sa province namin, makitira ka muna sa mga Filipino community for 1 semester. Ito ay para for you to test the waters at para syempre mag-guide ka din nila kung saan ka pwedeng mag-grocery, mamalengke, kasi kailangan mo ng support na ganun eh. Ayaw mo naman na parang nakatira ka nga sa magandang place. Sabihin natin, maganda naman talaga yung mga place doon, na ikaw lang mag-isa, tapos hindi mo lang kung saan ka mag-grocery, mas mapapagastos ka pa talaga. And honestly, yung mga Filipinos sa Saskatchewan are very welcoming. Na-experience ko yung pumunta sa ibang provinces at nakita ko din yung mga Filipino na talagang sobrang ibang-iba si Saskatchewan. Kasi pag narinig ka nila nagtatagalog, sasabihin talaga kagad sa'yo, uy, Filipino ka? Ganun talaga yung assumption nila. Hindi ka tulad sa ibang provinces, pag narinig ka nagtagalog, parang minsan iiwasan ka pa kasi na-experience ko na iniwasan ako ng konti. Siguro dahil madaldal ako. So yun siya. Pero kay Saskatchewan, sobrang welcoming. So yun siya.
Yeah. Okay, so we're very thankful, no? At si Sir Mark mismo, he experienced to be in Saskatchewan, Canada. Yan. At saka syempre nakamingle na niya yung mga students doon and all. Pero balikan ko lang to. I have 2 questions actually na maganda. Pero ito, basahin ko lang comment ni Lay. Sabi niya, maganda po sa Canada. Ang problema ay paano makapagbayad ng tuition fee. Kung sa Pinas, walang tayo ngayon, need na kasi magbayad ng tuition fee for 1 year. Bukod pa yung show money, do you recommend po ng finance na pwede magpahiram para dyan? Okay. Una, sige, sagutin ko lang yun, Unang-una po, when it comes po to your payment, okay, meron tayong mga payment options naman, okay, especially for sa side ng The Visa Center. And ito yung tanong natin para kay Sir Mark. How about yung tuition fee? How much muna? Kasi, guys, sa mga viewers natin, hindi naman kailangan na bayaran nyo agad yung tuition fee. Magpaplano muna tayo, okay? We will follow your timeline, okay? Kailan mo ba gusto mag-aral sa Canada? Gusto mo ba this year or gusto mo next year? Then titingnan natin dyan kasi minsan may mga client naman kami na they are really interested na pero they are planning to travel and study in Canada next year pa naman. So better to start your application. Kasi alam mo yon yung show money na sinasabi dito ni Miss Lay naman, this is a money wherein nasa bank account mo lang or someone that can actually be your sponsor. Hindi naman siya cost na kung saan parang mababawas sa'yo. Just need to have enough money to show to the officer or immigration officer na you have money to support your stay as an international student in Canada. The reason for that is because ang purpose ng punta nyo sa Canada ay mag-aral. So the immigration officer will not consider na may magiging income pa to kasi magtatrabaho yun doon. Guys, yung goal mo talaga kasi doon, as per sa stage na yun kasi, is you're going to study. Yun ang pinaka-main goal mo. It's just that you just have the privilege, okay, and you are just allowed to work part-time if you need to. So kaya nga kailangan nilang makita na to make sure na kapag pumunta ka sa bansa nila, hindi naman mapariwara ang buhay mo. No? You can support yourself, you can support your study. So now, yung sa payment lang, Sir Mark, ayan, na para makapag-enroll and then kailan later on na kailangan nila magbigay at least partial payment ng kanilang tuition fee.
Thank you, sir. Actually, Sir Junie, clarify ko rin muna yung sinabi ni ma'am. Tama siya talaga dyan. Ang consideration talaga natin is finances. Kahit gaano kaganda yung Canada, kung wala tayong pera, wala tayong magagawa. Pero ma'am, singit ko lang din dyan, yung tuition natin for 1 year, part na po yan ng financial requirements mo or yung tinatawag natin na show money. So kung magkano man yung ibabawas natin na tuition deposit, like for example, in our case, 10,000 muna yung kailangan mong bayaran. So sabihin natin, 400,000 yun. So yung 400,000 na binayad mo, ma'am, ibabawas mo yun sa show money ipapakita mo. We don't want to call it show money, we call it proof of funds. So for example, sabihin natin, ang proof of funds na kailangan mong ipakita is sabihin lang natin 1.5 kunwari. So yung 1.5 na yun, since nagbayad ka na ng 400,000, ibabawas mo yung 400,000 sa 1.5, ma'am. So meaning, 1.1 na lang yung kailangan mong ipakita. If correct me if I'm wrong, Sir Junie, ganun kasi yung computation na ginagawa natin for international student. So medyo overwhelming, ma'am, talaga yung gastos natin sa Canada. Pero imagine this, if you have 1.5 million in the Philippines, which I experienced, mauubos mo yan in span of 3 months. Ako naubos ko siya, swear. Nagbayad lang kasi ako ng utang. So imagine mo, walang nangyari sa pera ko, di ba? Hindi ako umunlad, hindi ako yumaman, nabaon pa ako sa utang. Pero if that 1.5 million can be used sa pag-aaral mo sa Canada, imagine the investment, the return of the investment that you'll get. Una, great benefits sa health insurance. Pangalawa, PR ka na. Pangatlo, okay yung trabaho mo sa Canada. Alam mo yun, yung investment na nakuha mo siya compared here in the Philippines. I'm not saying na ganun din yung gagawin mo, pero I'm just giving you, a different context on how you could do your investment in the Philippines. So yun lang naman yung sa akin doon. Again, tama sa Sir Junie, hindi mo naman kailangan bayaran yung 1-year tuition. Staggered, pwede naman 10,000, tapos yung remaining, pwede pagka natapos mo, bago mag-start yung schooling.
Ayan. Okay. So ito guys, normally kasi may mga client din tayo na ganyan talaga. We understand, kapag nag-aaral ka sa Canada, mahal. Pero thank you, Sir Mark, kasi you have to look at the other angle of the picture. Kasi di ba parang, teka lang, mag-aaral ako dyan. Okay? Ito yung investment na kailangan kong ilabas. Yan, mukha siyang malaki. Pero yung we did couple of computation sa income, sa possible benefits, lalo na kapag may family. Sobrang doble, triple, or pwede pang mag 4 times, doon sa value ng investment na meron ka. Kasi kung i-compute natin, let's say, part-time student ka pa lang, let's say, part-time job ka pa lang. So, as of now, 20 hours per week. Pero di ba, Sir Mark, later on, magiging 24 na siya. Pero sige, let's keep it 20 hours muna per week. i-compute nyo po yan, ang tawag na minimum wage ng Canada ngayon ay nasa, tama ba? Nasa 23 na? Or
Depende sir Kapag ibang province sa amin, sa province namin, nasa 15 pa rin kami Doon mo makikita kung gaano kababa yung cost of living. Kapag mataas yung hourly range mo, ibig sabihin mataas yung cost of living dyan. Kasi nga, kailangan nila i-compensate yan. Pag mababa yung hourly range mo, ibig sabihin, yung cost of living sa province, steady lang.
Okay, pero yung sinasabi ko pala is that ang minimum wage kasi yung sinasabi ni Sir Mark, no, it can be 15 or 16 something per hour. Pero kasi that's the minimum wage. Pero kasi if you have a very good profile naman, magandang position doon sa work na a-applyan mo, then expect na it will be higher. Kasi yun nga, ang alam ko nga, meron tayong international student, ang salary nila natatanggap is actually nasa 22 Canadian dollar per hour. So, sige, punta ka na lang doon sa minimum, like 16 Canadian dollar per hour. I-compute nyo po yan, ma'am, times, let's say, 20 hours per week. So, ita times 4 mo siya. Part-time ka pa lang noon, that's around 50,000 pesos na. Question is, are you receiving 50,000 pesos salary monthly now? Diba? Kasi if no, then check na siya. How much more later on kapag semestral break, kapag holiday, you are allowed to work full-time? Or ito nga kapag yung sabi nga na Sir Mark, since may co-op ang sa Saskatchewan Polytechnic, magtatrabaho ka doon ng parang regular job. So, it times 40 mo na per hour. Per week. Diba? That's 100,000 or more. So, yung recovery mo for your investment na sinasabi natin, madali mo siya ma-recover. Pero syempre, tayo lang natin. Dapat po, kung gusto mong makahanap din ng trabaho doon, dapat huwag tayong maselan. You have to be ready then to start from the scratch. Kasi syempre, dahil wala kang experience inside the country or Canada, well, mababang posisyon. Okay? Unti-unti lang yan. Pero titingnan natin yung idea na parang, sige, parang, ang laki ng kailangan ng pera. Kaya nga sabi namin, yung team namin sa assessment na binibigay namin is, kailan mo ba talaga plano? Kasi unang-una, kung next year pa naman yan, just start your application now. Kasi pwede namang start your application now, then ang payment mo is next na kung nag-move na yung next na level na application. And then itong linawin natin yung sinasabi nating proof of fund or yung pinabanggit kanina na suman. Ang proof of fund po, hindi mo naman siya ibabayad sa Canada, okay? Nasa bangko mo lang yan or any of your relatives na pwede mag-sponsor sa'yo. Hindi siya ilalabas. Ang mangyayari lang is that at least may source of money ka lang in case na kapag nandito ka na sa Canada at nag-aral ka na, alam nila na you can support your study there and your staying in Canada habang nag-aaral ka. Pero ito yung catch. Kailangan mo lang ng tulong, okay, ng everyone to have that enough proof of fund na pwede mong ipakita. Pero kasi kapag nag-aaral ka na doon, so you are generating income kasi. Diba? So matutulungan mo siya. So sana lang makatulong tayo doon. Okay. Ito na sir, we have couple of questions na Sir Mark. And para sa mga viewers natin, yung mga late tuners po, antabayanan nyo mamaya kapag end ng live, you can rewatch itong video na to. I-forward nyo lang po sa part na nagpe-present si Sir Mark para mas makilala nyo ang Saskatchewan Polytechnic. Okay? At saka yung napakaraming programs na meron sila. First question dito is, tawag nito, scholarship. May option ba tayo for scholarship? If ever.
Oh, thank you, Miss M, for a question, For the scholarship naman, well, we offer scholarship, pero hindi siya yung katulad sa atin na sobrang laking scholarship, yung parang 100%, 50%. Ours is we can only give you as much as 1,000 for the first year and then another 1,000 off for the second year. Pero let's say sobrang ganda talaga ng academics mo, then we will need to assess your first semester and then we will see how much percentage we can provide you for the scholarship. Pero if you are looking for 100% scholarship, I would highly recommend you to check the IRCC website or yung Canada Embassy and then search for scholarship kasi lalabas lahat ng mga available scholarship doon for 100%. However, it might be very not really difficult, but competitive to get into. So, ganun siya.
Kailangan academically, ka talaga, inclined.
Yes, academically fit.
Oo. Kailangan cream of the crop ka sa galing mo sa academic. Kaya yan, mga magagaling ng mga Pinoy.
Oh,
okay, ito. Next, what are the in-demand jobs in Saskatchewan? Kasi syempre, ito na, no, nabanggit ka natin kanina na alam natin yung mga programs na i-offer nyo. These are actually in demand in the industry or in the area right away. Pero, just for our viewers, normally, paano pa yung mga in-demand jobs natin?
Very on point yung question mo, no, M. Thank you for highlighting that, no. For mga available jobs kay Saskatchewan, actually, ito sobrang in demand. Yung early childhood, continuing care, welding, carpentry, practical nursing, ano pa ba, butchery, commercial cookery, business, surprisingly, in demand talagang business sa Saskatchewan province, and also IT and engineering. And definitely on top of it would be agriculture. Agriculture is one of the highlight program of Saskatchewan kasi Saskatchewan is known for producing yung mga wheat product saka yung mga canola oil. So sobrang in demand ng agriculture. Actually, so sobrang in demand ng agriculture, yung Saskatchewan trade, meron na kasi dito sa Philippines, we are planning to, to expand yung agriculture sector namin, and we will check kung pwede kami makapag-tie-up sa mga local schools, universities, to look for potential student who could study agriculture. Kasi dito sa Philippines, medyo mahirap mag-recruit ng mga agriculture kasi feeling ng mga Filipino students, kapag mag-agriculture sila, farmers ang bagsak na trabaho nila. Pero honestly, hindi siya ganun Maraming sectors ang pwedeng pasukan ng agriculture.
Oo. So parang hindi ka yung magsasaka na literal na magsasaka lang, but there is like science and theory and understanding about agriculture talaga. So, well, may mga friend ako na na nasa ganyang industry, and they are actually traveling to different country just to represent the Philippines. Yan sa mga ganitong agriculture event. Kasi at the end of the day, basic needs ng mga tao ang kumain. So we need people who are really matalino, no, sa pag-grow ng mga product ng mga makakain natin. So, anyway guys, to know more about ito sa mga programs na binabanggit kanina ni Sir Mark, no, feel free po to avail our free eligibility assessment and consultation para mas mapalaliman natin. Kasi normally po kasi for your qualification, we have to check your profile. Ano yung program na nababagay sa'yo? Kasi minsan, may chance ay unang papipiliin ng The Visa Center, anong program sa Saskatchewan Polytechnic ang gusto mong kunin. And then we will help you to look for a justification bakit ito ang gusto mong kunin ng program. Kapag wala po kasi, then we have to talk. Okay? Kasi we wanted to help you po with your visa application. So, mas gusto namin na as per doon sa plano na meron ka. Okay. Anyway. So, okay. Okay na. So, Sir Mark, ayan, maraming salamat for your time. Grabe yung effort na binigay mo sa atin ngayon. We love you na.
Thank you, sir. Actually, hindi ko talaga mapagpalit ko itong webinar sa test ko ngayon gagawin. Sabi ko, actually, dapat ang test ko, mga 4:30. So sabi ko, baka pwedeng i-defer natin hanggang 5 p.m. Just give me like 30 minutes more to present my school dito sa TVC.
Okay. So maraming salamat po kayo guys sa mga viewers po natin. Ayan, again, if you are interested po to study in Saskatchewan Polytechnic, ayun po, i-message na po ang The Visa Center, and then we will help you. And then later on, syempre, i-connect na namin kayo with Sir Mark. So, Sir Mark, thank you po and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one po. Ingat. Health is wealth. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay. Alright, so yan guys, si Sir Mark, ang Regional Manager for Philippines ng Saskatchewan Polytechnic in Canada. So, ang ganda lang ng naging conversation natin, kasi nga, alam mo yon, parang aside from us learning, di ba, yung qualifications, yung programs, yung benefits ng pag-aaral mo sa kanilang eskwelahan, at the same time, we are actually gaining knowledge as well from Sir Mark's personal experience, kasi nga he's traveling to Canada, back to Philippines. Alam mo yun, so yun ang kagandahan when it comes to cost of living, saan tumitira yung mga students doon, ano pa yung mga options nyo after the graduation. Pero i-review lang natin para sa mga late tuners natin. What are the advantages, guys, if you are going to study in Saskatchewan Polytechnic? Okay, number one is, ito yon, hindi po required ang IELTS. Okay, they were just going to ask for your MOI or ito yung tinatawag na medium of instruction. So you can actually just request this from your school kapag English yung learning instruction or yung ginagamit okay sa inyong klase, that can be a valid qualifications yun na for English language. Okay, so okay pa yan sa kanila. Second, they are also offering a co-op. Ito yung tinatawag natin na paid internship. Okay, so as per sa explanation kanina, na paid po ito because there are some school na nag-o-offer din ng co-op pero hindi siya bayad. So sa kanila, you will be paid. Okay, parang regular job na meron ka. You will be reporting 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, so yun yung kagandahan nun. At least nag-aaral ka, at the same time, the school can actually offer you a co-op na. So, pwede ka magtrabaho doon. Plus, ang daming option. Kasi aside from the co-op, you are allowed to work as an international student. Meron kang 20 hours na pwede ka magtrabaho per week na allowed as an international student. That's on top of the co-op pa na pwede mong kitain. Okay? Another one is, sabi nga ni Sir Mark, yung school din nila is also accepting brand ambassadors. Ito yung mga parang mga students nila that helping them promote the school at kumuha ng mga magiging students o magi-enroll, di ba? So there are so many options. Maganda yung Saskatchewan kasi nga nasa probinsya sila. Okay, I'm sure mas tahimik ang buhay doon, so mababang cost of living. Pero kasi after naman na pwede ka nang lumipat sa other cities if you want. Let's say you wanted to move to Vancouver or Toronto or teka lang, ang British Columbia ba ay pasok ba sa ang lugar? Sa laki kasi ng Canada, no? Medyo mahirap i-memorize lahat. But ayan, gusto ko lang bumati muna sa ilan sa mga viewers natin. So we have viewers dito from General Santos City. And thank you so much. To Miss Lay, ayan, when it comes to to school tuition fees, don't worry po, we have other school partner naman. Avail our free digital free eligibility assessment and consultation partners naman, and then pwede kayo mamili. Okay, so wala pong problema doon. Okay, and one more. Ito, so when it comes to your payment naman po, our team can help you guys na you can start the application right away and then susundin natin yung proper timeline na gusto mo. O sir, I don't have that so much enough money to pay everything. Then just start your application. I don't know if we still have ongoing promotions right now na pwede nyo pong ma-avail. Okay, just start your application and then let's plan out the timeline. Kasi may chances naman tayo na we have the option rather na okay, just start your application and then kailan yung next na payment mo or kailan mo i-ready ang iyong tawag nito, ang iyong proof of fund na tinatawag, which is na-explain natin yun kanina. Because people are so scared about the proof of fund. Na parang, sir, it is millions. Pero guys, yes, it is millions. Pero kung nagbayad ka na ng tuition fee mo doon, counted yon doon sa amount na maaring kakailanganin. Kasi kailangan lang nila na you can actually manage to pay yung schooling mo, and then you can survive at least a year. Diba? So, alam mo yun, kailangan mo lang ng proof of fund na pagkukuhanan mo nung maaari mong gamitin doon. So, hindi naman siya ibabayad. Ano ba yung cost? Yung cost is, ito yung babayaran mong tuition fee. Definitely that's a cost because you need to pay. Yung proof of fund is just a money in your bank or a bank account ng immediate family mo na mag-i-sponsor sa'yo. So, hindi siya ilalabas yung pera. Okay? Now, kapag nandun ka na, then ito naman, we shared already so many options on how you can actually earn extra income or additional income while learning doon po sa Canada. Kaya sa mga viewers po natin dyan, ang team po ng The Visa Center, ito yung kagandahan kasi guys, so, because we are also skilled and equipped with permanent residency application. At least we can help you. Let's say, ano ba yung goal? Bakit ka pupunta sa Canada? Okay, pag-usapan natin yan. Number one, of course, many of us would wanted to become a permanent resident in Canada na. Kasi di ba parang, sir, kasi matagal na ako nag-work, parang I don't like na mag-aaral pa ulit. Okay, alam ko, yan yung iniisip ng karamihan. Guys, sa mga viewers natin, if you wanted to apply for permanent residency na to Canada, yes, you are welcome po. wini-welcome din natin yan. Okay, marami tayong mga applicants din for permanent residency. Kasi i-check natin ang yung pointing system po kasi ang permanent residency application sa Canada. So upon checking, kapag nakita naman natin, pasok ka doon sa points na requirement, then go na tayo sa permanent residency application nyo. At least you don't have to pay for the tuition fee. Pero saan yung papasok yung pagiging isang international student? Kasi upon checking, medyo alanganin, so hindi namin kayo ma-apply for permanent residency. So the option is you have to study as an international student because from being an international student, you can actually get more points from there. Number 1, required po kasi talaga ang IELTS, okay, sa PR or permanent residency application. So kapag nag-aaral ka ng 2 years doon, you're talking to Canadian people speaking in English, di ba? You are talking to them, you are engaging, di ba? You are listening to them, you are writing. Eh, for sure, kapag nag-apply kayo or nag-take kayo ng IELTS test, eh, sisiw na lang yun. Diba? That's advantage. Kasi meron ka kasi actual na experience, di ba, na interacting with them eh. And it's easy na for you to take IELTS. Di ba? Baka nga ma-perfect mo pa yun eh. Another one, okay, if you have a diploma inside the country, sa Canada, that will actually give you 15 points more. Okay? Ito sa mga viewers natin dyan, mga bata-bata pa. Okay, you have to start your application now kasi the younger you are, the higher the points. Diba? So yun yun. Another one, kapag nagtrabaho ka na doon, you have an experience. Job experience is also important. Pero we have to consider yung mga nominated jobs. Ano lang ba yung mga nominated jobs na pwede for permanent residency? Okay? Kasi kailangan you need to have a certain number of years requirement, okay, from that nominated job. For example, you are a chef. Ayan, sa mga viewers natin na chef ngayon. Normally, chefs are nominated jobs. Ibig sabihin, hindi po lahat ng trabaho ay po pwede for permanent residency. There are some, mostly are skilled na mga positions o mga experience ang meron doon. Okay. If you have the experience na doon sa nominated job na pasok doon sa iyong PR application, then definitely, pwede ka na mag-apply for PR. Okay? Pero kunyari, bumaba ka doon sa ibang points, and then titingnan ng team namin kung saan kukuha ng points na yon. Do you really need to study ba as an international student? Kasi kung yun lang ang tanging solusyon, then you have to go there. Okay? Kung yun talaga yung goal mo. Okay? Okay, another one. Kunyari, let's say, yung experience mo, wala ka, hindi pasok doon sa mga nominated job for permanent residency. Kunyari, example lang to guys, although I am not sure, I'd like to ask my team from the Visa Center. Kunyari, beautician ka. Kunyari, hindi yun pasok sa nominated job. Or sabihin na lang natin, ano ka, midwife. Example. Yung work mo ngayon, isa kang midwife. Eh, kunyari, hindi siya pasok sa nominated job. Pero gusto mo maging permanent resident doon. So, ang option mo is, you have to get a job first na pasok doon sa mga nominated jobs. Okay, example, nursing assistant. Yan. So, that is kung hindi ka nagmamadali. Okay, pwede ka mag-chill, yan, maghanap ka ng trabaho and get an experience doon sa mga nominated job na kakailanganin for permanent residency. Pero ang ginagawa ng iba is, nag-aaral sila as an international student sa Canada. Na medyo related doon sa mga nominated jobs for permanent residency. So mag-aaral ka doon, correct? So pasok na yon, and then since you have the diploma or certificate, then it's easy for you to get an employment visa or a work, di ba? Sa Canada. And alam ko, ang minimum requirement lang is just at least 1 year sa nominated job na kakailanganin mo for your permanent residency. So imagine if you have that, then second, you have an employer na ready or willing to help you with your permanent residency. So ito yung mga magagandang scenario kung bakit ang dami ang nag-aaral as an international student in Canada. Okay, ito ay pinag-uusapan lang natin yung permanent residency plan. Pero I understand there are some other viewers who just wanted to go there and study because they are after with the educational attainment profile. So guys, sa mga viewers natin dyan, iba pa rin that you actually studied in Canada because you will get that or enjoy that internationally recognized qualification. Okay. I don't know if this is Australia or Canada yung napag-usapan namin. I think parang last or previous live na meron tayo. Okay. There are some regulations sa Canada na mas madali. Okay. Let's say if you are a midwife or a nurse or a nurse, di ba alam naman natin kapag pumunta ka ng Canada, you cannot work in that position right away. Di ba? Kailangan mo mag-qualify doon sa hinihinging certification ng Canada. So if that's the case, then may mga programs na parang makakatulong sa iyo, okay, para magkaroon ka ng qualification as a nurse in Canada. Yung mga ganong bagay. Kaya sa mga viewers po natin again, please guys, avail our free eligibility assessment and consultation. Okay? Para po our team can help you, can educate you, can check your qualification. Kasi may posibilidad na okay, you are not aware qualified ka pala for PR na. Or, Sir Juni, ano na lang, kulang ka na lang ng, let's say, ng points sa education points mo. Diba? O kapag nag-aral ako doon, makukuha ko yung, let's say, kung sabihin mo, kunyari, as per doon sa checking ng team, kulang ka na lang ng 10 points para PR qualified ka na. Eh kung nag-aral ka nga doon sa Canada, you get 15 points. So that's above the qualified score or points, di ba? So yun lang yung gusto nating i-share sa mga kababayan natin. So guys, remember po the Visa Center is very transparent with our applications, with our services. Yun po yung guaranteed natin. Okay, number 1, may mga ilan kasi na mga followers ko or ibang clients natin na let's say, ang tagal ng applications nila, ganyan-ganyan. So guys, there is always reasons kung bakit may ibang application na mabilis. There are some other reasons kung bakit yung iba sobrang tagal. Okay. So dito kasi, our team is here to help you to be qualified first to whatever pathway yung gusto mong gawin. So kunyari, as of now, alanganin pa yung qualification mo, then relax ka lang, okay? Hindi po itatakbo ng The Visa Center ang iyong pera. Hindi scammer ang The Visa Center. Ang kagandahan po kasi sa amin is that is non-expiry. Hindi po na-expire ang inyong kontrata sa The Visa Center. Let's say, if may situation talaga na you are not yet qualified, kulang pa ng points, intact po ang inyong application. Just do your side, okay? Do something para makuha mo yung qualifications na hinahanap para ma-qualify ka sa pathway na gusto mo. Yun ang kagandahan po dito sa The Visa Center. Another one, feeling mo talaga hopeless na, then don't worry po. Pwede kang mag-transfer to other pathway. Okay? Let's say, kunyari, permanent residency, ang tagal. Okay? Well, kasi po, when it comes to approval, hindi siya controlled ng The Visa Center. We are here to just help you to comply all the documents needed, diba, and process your application. Pero kunyari, matagal yung approval, etc., and you cannot wait no longer, then you can actually have the option to transfer to other pathway na ino-offer namin. Okay, mag-study na lang ako. Kasi pag student visa po kasi, this is the fastest way to immigrate to Canada because, alam mo yun, basta mabayaran mo yung tuition fee, and then go ka na. Diba? So yun yung reason. May mga tao na dahil gusto nila nagmamadali sa kailangan nandun na ako sa Canada by this time. Then, international student or student pathway yung pinakamagandang option. Okay. Pero lastly po, let's say, wala na talaga, parang tika lang na-promote ako. Okay. Ang taas na ng position and I believe I'm happy now with how much I am earning. And I don't think na magko-continue pa ako with my Canada dream. Wala naman pong pwede. Pwede siyang transferable to your immediate family. So, tumaas man yung rate namin, okay, ng service rate ng The Visa Center, hindi po maaapektuhan ang inyong application. Okay? Ang maaaring magiging apektuhan lang is, let's say, if there are some changes to transferring to the other pathway, yun lang, whatever is yung difference. Yun lang yung kailangan natin bayaran. Okay? Alright, so I think that's all for now, guys. Maraming salamat, guys, for joining us today. Ayan, ito talaga yung nagugustuhan ko sa ginagawa ko dito sa ating Facebook Live, because I really wanted to help you guys na maintindihan natin yung number one, yung benefits na naghihintay sa atin if later on, di ba, we become a permanent resident in Canada, plus the benefits of our family and kids. Diba? Free education for all of your kids until 18 years old, your spouse, di ba? Sa student pa lang, yan. Marami nang maitutulong doon. Maraming family ang nag-a-apply ng papunta ng Canada. Okay? So, plus, we can help you po to see the payment, okay, na mas hindi siya mabigat tingnan. Okay? Na magaan lang siya. Okay? What's important is, kailangan mo lang talaga to start your application. Okay? Kasi, kapag hindi mo sinimulan, yun yung challenge natin. Diba? Hindi tayo hindi tayo makaka-move forward kapag wala yan. Alright? So guys, thank you so much again. Ayan, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Ayan, so sa lahat ng mga nagtatrabaho dyan at sumisingit-singit lang nakikinig sa atin. Yan po, ugulayin niyo pong manood ng The Visa Center Live every Wednesdays and Saturdays. And po, make sure to follow our Facebook page para if there are some small changes or something, tawag nito, ma-update po kayo. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. God bless everyone. Meron tayong good news dito ngayon sa The Visa Center at ayan na ang kanilang mga visa. And so, saan po tayo na-approve?
Canada po.
Okay. So, short lang po story. Paano niyo po nahanap yung The Visa Center at bakit dito kayo nagtiwala na magpa-process ng inyong visa?
Through Facebook, sir, nakita ko, then nag-message ako. Then nakausap ko na si Sir Lawrence. Tapos yun na, sir, kung kami siya pa-assist, then yun na po, dire-diretso na ako.
Ayun. So, sir, message naman po sa mga followers namin na about sa Visa Center.
Kung gusto niyo pong magpa-assess going to Canada or Australia, punta lang po kayo sa Visa Center and we guarantee na legit po sila and tutulungan po nila kayo to attain your dreams.
Proven and tested po, highly recommended. Legit na legit po.
Alright, thank you po.
Ito na po ang aming visa.
Finally.